It's more with feeling.
For whom do I wield this blade?
Maybe we'll finally find out for whom he wields this blade.
Let us fight with honor. Have at you. Have the thrill of the fight.
I think it's only the second challenge that can draw.
Let us fight with honor. Now then. Now then. With each battle, I grow stronger.
A minor time save in Chapter 1 since I can skip getting Lightstone. Firestone, actually. Not to be confused with the tire manufacturer of the same name.
I will not fail. The battle is... Have at you. The thrill of the fight.
Alright, I forgot that his name is Berg at this point. Eisenberg, I'm sure.
Let us fight with honor. Victory. Have at you. It's a good day for battle. The battle is truly joined. I will not fail. The battle... Now then, I will cut you down! Now, I'm out of my way! With each battle, I grow stronger.
Skip here, just mash.
Let us fight with honor. Have at you. Victor. No. With each battle, I grow stronger. I will not fail.
About 3-ish weeks, I think, at this point. Not very long.
battle is truly joy. Have a taste of this. The battle is truly joy. Have a taste of this. Now then. Ha! Now then. Now then. Damn. How about this? The battle. Now then. Ha! Have it. Out of my way. The battle.
Alright, nobody gold splits like Gaston, apparently. Yeah, it's a cool game and a really cool speedrun, too. Really neat how the open world mechanics can be abused in order to make for a fairly short run, even without like major glitches or skips. Because even the full game run that does all 8 character stories plus the true final boss is about 4 hours.
Let us fight with honor. Victory shall be mine. Let us fight with honor. Victory.
So, yeah, I definitely recommend it, especially to anybody that's a fan of like Final Fantasy V or the Bravely games.
Let us fight with honor. Now then.
What I'm not a fan of though is jerk.
The battle is truly joy.
Hey, Demon Smalls.
Let us fight with honor. Victory shall. I will cut you down.
Yeah, going pretty well. Just got about a 3.5 minute PB
I will cut you down.
for another one.
With each battle, I grow stronger. This is a good day for battle. Now then. Let us fight with honor. The battle is truly joy. It's a good day for battle.
This time I'm just gonna break and run. Or maybe one set. If I get another set though, then it'll be break and run time. Make sure I don't run out of SP.
With each battle, I grow stronger. Have at you. It's a good day for battle. Have at you.
I picked Olberic's story mostly because it's the longest single character run. It has the most required fights. That just made it seem the most interesting to me because the high amount of combat
Let us fight with honor.
kind of forces using some more varied and involved strategies than the other character runs.
It's a good day for battle. Now then.
Well, Chapter 2, which is done, what, like 60-70-ish% of the way through the speedrun, is pretty rough on the RNG. 3 and 4 are not that bad at all, though. Once the arena is done, I mean, there's a few things that Werner, the final boss, can do that are pretty bad, but most of the RNG there is adaptable. It's basically none in Chapter 3. Other than just getting into encounters in bad spots.
Let us fight with honor. Now then. Let us fight with honor. The battle is truly joy.
A D-Mashy, thank you. Here's our first pretty serious bout of RNG, as far as where I get encounters I can kill with my stone or not. That is good, unless it's an ambush. It is. That's a rip. That's the best possible encounter to get here, but sadly ambushed me and I died.
Let us fight with honor. Have at you. Have a taste of this.
Don't think that's gonna be enough
The
points.
thrill of the fight.
130, I have 103.
Let us fight with honor. Have at you.
I get different colors of monsters, that's bad.
Failed.
3 different groups that have a more powerful monster in the group that won't die to the medium stone. That was one of them. And why couldn't that first one have not been an ambush? Then we'd be probably looking at a gold split.
Let us fight with honor.
Okay, no ambush, please.
Victory shall be mine. Have a taste of this. The thrill of the fight.
Still lots of time to save. Less than my previous PB did, though. The next split I've got pretty meaty time savings on Gustav, but that requires some luck to go my way.
Let us fight with honor. Have at you.
Now acquired our Implement of Destruction for Tress's Chapter 1 book.
Open for business. What the?
Victory shall be mine.
Now, let's get down to business.
The battle is truly joy. Have a taste of this.
Nice, I was expecting to save at least a few seconds there just from cleaner.
The thrill of the fight.
So relaxing, the music. Exploring all the different overworld areas was one of my favorite parts of my casual playthrough. Dodge an encounter. Hail, traveler. I wanted to play with fire, I'd get the Thunderstone setting at the screen transition there, but I've gotten burned whenever I've tried that in practice.
Let us fight with honor. No, thank you.
Okay, dope. Kind of figured I wasn't the only one enjoying the chill music with chat activity for 10 minutes, but it's all good. I watch a lot of Twitch streams just to work and listen to soothing commentary tones too. Is not Russ's story, but we do use her. I don't know the other 7 runs routes very well, but it wouldn't surprise me if all 8 at least up. Skill set is just too good for speedrunning. Primrose, on the other hand, we're just picking up for a character who's fast to recruit.
Let us fight with honor.
Let's do this!
Time for the main event.
The battle is truly joined. Have a taste of this.
Nice. Rolled it despite getting an encounter in the
With each battle, I grow
Primrose's
stronger.
dungeon. Cameo by my favorite overworld. To hear a lot of it though, sadly. A lucky night for not getting an encounter on that screen.
Open for business.
And now we get ambushed. Bad ambush though.
The battle is truly joined. Have a taste of this. Ah, the thrill of the fight.
Well, I have no doubt when they were starting to plan for this game that they wanted to make a game that was kind of a tribute to 16-bit RPGs. Kind of rolled with the that for the kind of the core of their graphical style.
Let's get this over with.
Victory shall be mine. Have a taste of this.
Oh, out of my way. Take this!
I'm ready. You like that? The show is over.
I know my PB has a death in the Riverford area from an early encounter. Save some time here, and then stuff segment is where it's at, but that's not free at all. Both play well and get lucky.
Let us fight with honor. Victory shall be mine. Have a taste of this. With each battle, I grow stronger.
Burn as many steps to get that. Octopath Traveler. Yeah, I mean, the main things I'm generally after in all these visits I'm doing is money, items that can be sold for money, and soul stones. Decent chunk of the money I'm picking up is to buy medium soul stones.
Oi. Noi.
That's part of what I find really interesting about the Olberic run is that because of just how many required fights there are, route uses more strategies than just spamming hired help. Soul stones. I've never played this on Switch because I don't have a Switch, but I've heard pretty much nothing but positive statements about the PC version compared to the Switch version, because it's got faster loads, the frame rate is better, and well, I guess those are the big things. Well, oh, and there's more save slots too, if that matters. I end up okay. I mean, like, I know there's some routes that require getting endless item procs to be able to complete the run, but this doesn't. If I get 0 large soulstone freebies, then I end up having to make a small detour to get another one before the last boss. Aside from that, it's not tight at all. There's 2 more stops on our tour before actually Chapter 2. Yeah, same. Much good music in the soundtrack. The main really good part that you don't get to hear a lot of is the end game, the Galdera theme and the Menace. You actually have to do a full game run to actually hear that. Although there are some pretty good tracks that are exclusively used for cutscenes, though, that you hear pretty much none of in speedruns. Like, there's one particular, just kind of really, like, melancholy, retrospective style theme used for a lot of flashback cutscenes that I don't think you hear ever in a speedrun. Ah, no Kate this time.
I'm ready. You like that? The show is
So
over.
silly in the last one. Hey, Aaron, morning, sir. Yeah, I've seen the name of the composer a couple times, but I'm unfortunately being on his or her name. Did a good job. For sure. Yasunori Nishiki.
The battle is truly joined.
Well, first name should be easy to remember because being shared with Yasunori Mitsuda, who did the Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross soundtracks. Has that composer done any other notable game soundtracks besides this one? The right here was where I had a death in my PB because of getting a fast encounter in this. Well, hopefully he's got a long future of making video game soundtracks ahead of him. Yay, first time doing that menu entirely from the...
It's a good day for battle. Now
Now is where the RNG gets ratcheted up a notch. Not really so much on this fight, but the next several afterwards. Level, so...
It's a good day for battle. Have at you. Victory shall be death by 1,000 cuts. Have at you.
Probably should have healed. Kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me.
Damn. How about this? Have at you. Victory shall be my way. Have my way is on.
Alright, got him, despite
With each
having to do the slower strat because I didn't break him. 1,000 spears. I know there's some other routes and other categories where Some fights can live and die by how many hits you get with random attacks like
I will
that.
not fail.
Someone else can do
The battle is truly joy.
What to do?
I am ready. Stay strong.
Let's I'll get my money's worth.
Now then, my way is out of my way.
Out of my way. Here.
I am ready. You like that?
Nice. Just to have Olberic go first on the last turn. Bit of time though, because of not getting the early break on the second challenge.
Now
Next 3 fights are pretty random.
I will not fail. Now then, I think not.
That's a really good start.
Someone else
I am ready.
here I go. Here I go.
I am ready.
The battle is truly joy. Use this.
out of my way. Let's do this.
Alright, perfect. Or where that came from, please. If I don't want to risk getting kicked back to before Victorino, if I die I have to save between fights because there's auto saves.
I will not fail.
That is a solid turnover.
What to do? Try this on for size.
Out of my way. Someone else
Victory shall be mine. Have a taste of this. Witchery.
The lion dance.
I see.
The battle is truly joy.
You like that?
Victory, my blade is watch my blade dance.
I'm ready. Are you?
Try this on for size.
Nice! Some redemption for the last run.
How is that?
Broke that fight. RNG is a bit lighter on Gustav, but if his helpers get fast turns, that's bad.
I will not fail.
Out of my way. Take
AI
this.
spirits. It's got some fraction of dimensions between 2 and 3.
Have a taste of this.
Here I go.
Is it really a clean 0.5 though, or could it possibly be like 0.667 or something?
I am ready. Not too fast.
I see.
Victory shall be mine. Death by 1,000 cuts.
Let's do this. To ashes with you.
I am ready.
Yeah, fine. 2.8 final mix dimensions, I like that.
Victory by blade is
Mine. Let's do this. You too.
Let's.
Hey! Got lucky and we didn't choke. Pretty much just need to not get owned by first turn of the Werner fight and have ourselves a pretty solid PB here. Aboard the gold train. Fortunately, there's not really a whole lot that can go wrong in Chapter 3 unless I make menuing mistakes or stuff like that.
It's a good day for battle. Now then.
I do find it funny just how much this run kind of parallels Dragon Quest IV, though,
Battle
where
is truly joy.
one of the worst bits of the run for luck is Chapter 2, and it's because of a tournament you have to join.
Have my blade. Watch my blade dance.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
With
we
each
do
battle,
actually
I grow
we are
stronger.
able to actually do something about the encounter rate in this game. 'Cause it's pretty high before you can learn evasive maneuvers. And make use of tricks like challenges and screen transitions to set it.
I will not fail.
My turn now.
Yeah, my enjoyment of the dungeon diving in this game increased a lot after learning evasive maneuvers.
Take this.
Whereas I
Don't
freebie
start
the
things you
medium
can't
instead of the
finish.
large. Yeah, agreed.
I will
Cube
not
scary.
Take this.
I'm playing this on PC.
Have at you. Have a taste of this. With each battle, I grow stronger.
Well, the climactic duel is even sillier in this speedrun. You'll see why in a few minutes. Interesting question. The only like indie RPG that I know of where the developers are like really actively engaged with the speedrun community is called Shadows of Atom. Got a run of it Limit Break last year. I use a Logitech controller.
I will not fail. My turn.
I see.
It's pretty. I think it's pretty similar to an Xbox controller though.
Hear the thunder roar.
I am ready. I am ready.
It's really nice for Prim to go last on the first turn, so that she's guaranteed to outspeed the ads.
Out of my way. I see.
Victory shall be mine. Ha!
Let me help.
Out of my. Ready for you.
Now, quiet thing. Watch my blade dance.
I am ready.
I've never owned an Xbox family console though. I just know the button layout on Logitech controllers is more like an Xbox controller than a PlayStation.
I will not fail.
So we have our honorable duel with our old comrade in arms who we ended up on different sides of a war with, and the way we deal with this is to hire a bunch of mercenaries to take him out.
Victory shall be mine. Victory. Now then.
Yeah, there is a budget for honor. Nice.
The thrill of the fight.
Nice. Sub-hour chapter 3. It's milestone. I mean, the world record is sub-hour chapter 4, but trying to get the record at any competitive category at this game is a road fraught with sorrows. Because for starters, it involves resetting and redoing chapter 1 repeatedly until you get a metal slime, aka Kate, to cooperate. Saves several minutes because of getting to skip the Evasive Maneuvers farm.
Let us fight with honor. Have at you. Have a taste of this. Now then. taste of this.
Rocks, but
With each
I think
battle,
I've got
I
2
grow
stones.
stronger.
Sanity check though.
Well,
One freebie. Yeah, it's a really cool speedrun for classic style JRPG because of the open world elements, I think. The job system. Get to use a little loophole. The security system of this mansion where we can teleport out and then just walk back in the front door. Yeah, I mean there is a really ridiculously large amount of RNG in a lot of the categories for this, but the fact that most of them are only about an hour long makes it pretty tolerable. Come on. Alright. How well this fight goes largely comes down to what he does in the first turn.
I am ready. Stay strong.
The battle is truly joy. Ensnare them!
Here I go! Hear the thunder roar!
I think we should be in good shape.
Let's do this! Catch me if you can!
I see.
I am ready. You'll not lay a finger on me.
The battle is true.
I am.
Watch me now!
Come and fight for me.
I see.
Have at you. Ensnare them!
Let's I'll get
I am ready. Stay strong.
what to do?
Damn!
I am ready.
Here.
Oh wait, oh, wrong
Phew.
B2.
This should do the trick.
My turn. Take this!
Have a taste of this.
I am ready. Come and fight.
All right. Nice.
Got more than you bargained for.
Gee. Hard to go wrong with 2 PBs in one evening. All that I can really complain about in at least a major way was the evasive maneuvers grind. It's the GG's, everybody. So yeah, I got really the only RNG thing in the Gaston segment went my way, which was getting the Wind Soulstone drop from one of the challenge tutorial fights, which is pretty minor. The evasive maneuvers grind was really bad. I died twice, I think. Got the bad pattern on the second challenge and at the start of chapter 2 as far as not getting a break off my 1,000 spears. That cost me, I don't know, like seconds. They complained too much about the arena. Yeah, and Arian getting killed by Werner wasn't great, but it also didn't really matter too much. And then yeah, and I messed up a little bit by palming Olberic instead of Tressa, but ironically because I palmed Olberic, he then had enough BP to be able to break Werner without one of my merchants having to do a trade win, so I just throw another palm there. But yeah, I started with a 115 PP, went to 111, and now 107. Yeah, I mean, this is not going to be free to beat, at least with this route. I think it might be approaching time to at least learn 1,000 spears before leaving Cobblestone to be able to kill a Kate if I get one. The reason I haven't been doing that so far is that if you teach 1,000 spears before evasive maneuvers, then that pretty much locks you into having to kill 2 encounters in the Whistling Cavern if you don't get a Kate. Which means two chances to get ambushed and killed. Or to get an encounter that you can't kill with a medium soulstone. But I mean, yeah, I mean, still more time to save just from cleaner execution. I mean, I feel like doing 3 runs back to back tonight made a really big difference as far as how crisp my menuing and movement were. Like I said a while ago, I kind of feel like the lower limit of this, at least this Kateless route, is like a 105, or maybe even a 104. I mean, the record is a 59 with a Kate, and with a lot more risk-taking, like not saving between arena fights. I I suppose another theoretical possibility would be skipping some soul stones and then hoping for item freebies. I'm really not interested in trying to compete for the record. It's a rough grind for a run this short and optimized, because to try to get sub-hour, you have to get a Kate. I mean, the Kate is probably at least 2 or 3 minutes alone as far as both getting to skip, going to the Whistling Cavern to learn evasive maneuvers, and also not having to come back to loot the Forest of Purgation later. I think at this point, like 105 is probably my end goal. And my kind of thought, at least for this specific game, because this isn't the only game I'm speedrunning right now, is that after I'm pretty satisfied with my Olberic single story time, I'll try out another character, and then if I still like the game after that, then I try the Galdera full game run, which is about a 4-hour run if you're good. That's the run that involves doing all 32 chapters and then the true final boss. It's the run that was done at RPG Limit Break this year too. Now that I think about it, I think this is only the second time in my 8 going on 9 year speedrunning career that I've gotten 2 PBs in one stream. The first time was Chrono Trigger any percent runs a couple years ago. Yeah, it's a weird feeling to not only to have time to do multiple full runs of an RPG, but also PB multiple times. But it is pushing 2 a.m. for me, so that's gonna be good for tonight. And start seeing where we can go next. Next stream should be this Sunday, back on the grind for Final Fantasy IV. Maybe some more of this, or some the Final Fantasy Legend afterwards. Mean.